1982, Drakkar Noir was launched. An icon for the 80s. I mean, this bad boy was worn by everyone. Celebrities, rock stars, every Joe Schmo and their brother was rocking Drakkar Noir. But we're not here to talk about Drakkar Noir. No, we're here to talk about the newest release from LAROCHE, Drakkar Intense. A flanker of a fragrance that got discontinued in the 80s. I'm gonna break this bad boy down and let you know whether or not I think it's worth a whiff and sniff. So stay tuned. Cue that intro. What's going on, my beautiful fragrance family? I hope each and every one of you are doing freaking phenomenal today, and welcome back to My2Scents. My name is Brian, and this is the channel all about helping boost your confidence through the art of fragrance and helping you become a lasting scent memory. I have been anticipating this release ever since I saw that it was being released. Drakkar Noir was one of my favorite fragrances, and it still is one of my favorite fragrances. I will always own Drakkar Noir. Yeah, to some it smells dated. To me, it smells green, it's soapy, it's fresh, it's clean, it's woody, it's got a note breakdown longer than the frickin' Bible. But I love it, and I always will love this fragrance. That's why I was anticipating the release of Drakkar Intense. Now, this is not a flanker to Drakkar Noir. No, it is not. This is a flanker to the original Drakkar that was released in 1972. 50 frickin' years ago, ladies and gentlemen. 50 years. Why did it take them so long to finally put out a flanker? I don't have the answer to that. Let me know down in the comments, have you tried Drakkar Intense? What are your thoughts? Were you highly anticipating this fragrance as well? Are you a fan of Drakkar Noir, and have you tried the original Drakkar? I myself have never tried the original Drakkar. I'd love to get myself a, sample, or hell, even a bottle one day. But I have Drakkar Intense. Doesn't that count? Well, let's find out in today's Whiffs and Sniffs. So what is there to be said about Drakkar Intense? Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the note breakdown right up here for you, and let's get to whiffing and sniffing. I'm going to start this review out by saying, my apologies. I might rant on a little bit. I might sound a little upset, but I'm not. If anything, I'm disappointed. Alright, so this starts out with some wormwood, a little bit of citrus up top, but mostly you're getting that wormwood. And the wormwood's nice, and if it wasn't for Joe over the Dry Down Lowdown, I probably wouldn't have ever thought this, but it kind of smells like root beer. If you have not checked out Joe's review, which is freaking amazing, I'll leave a card right here so you can go check that out. I'll also leave it down in the description. So if you want to continue this episode and hear my rant about Drakkar Intense, then just hang out and then check it out afterwards. But the Dry Down Lowdown is fantastic. You need to go subscribe to his channel. He is amazing at videography. He does a fantastic job, and not to mention, has one of the sexiest sounding voices in Fragcom, in my opinion. But Drakkar Intense. So you get that wormwood, you get a little bit of citrus up top, and then you get some lavender, and a lot of lavender, and some sweetness, and that's going to be coming from some vanilla. But there's also some nice greenery sitting in the background, some nice green spices, and a touch of other florals, but it's really just that designer lavender and vanilla, and a little bit of synthetic oak moss. Let's be real here. This thing is a synthetic nightmare. It is full of synthetics. It doesn't smell natural to my nose whatsoever. Does that mean it smells bad? No, it's blended very well. But what I'm getting tired of is all these new designer releases using the same ingredients. Tonka, vanilla, lavender, and copious amounts of it. What I love about this fragrance is that it does have a really nice opening, and I like that wormwood that I get up top. That is the closest thing that I get to Drakkar Noir, is the opening. The rest of it, it becomes this designer disappointment. And I'm not trying to say that this is a bad fragrance. I'm just disappointed because I held my expectations so high. I was expecting this really awesome classic style fragrance that had just a touch of a modern edge. If anything, this starts out with a little bit of a classic style touch with a buttload of designer qualities. Now, if you like designer fragrances, and there's nothing wrong with designer fragrances, and when we actually compare fragrances to high-end designer fragrances, that's a good thing. Because designers utilize master perfumers, amazing perfumers. Now, I don't know who the perfumer is on this. I don't know if it's even out there who the perfumer is. Maybe I should have done a little bit more research, but I was so just underwhelmed with this fragrance that I just didn't even take the time to really research it. Just gonna be honest with you. When you get into the heart, lavender is still taking hold. Vanilla still taking hold. In the note breakdown, there's said to be suede in this. Don't really get suede. Maybe a little bit. But the lavender and the vanilla is really what overpowers this fragrance. It's that designer, synthetic, lavdanin, or whatever they call it, that is really just taking over this entire composition. The vanilla adds a nice sweetness to it. Again, it's not a bad fragrance. I'm just disappointed, okay? That's why I'm venting a little bit. Thank you for listening to me. If you're still here, I appreciate it. One of the saving graces of this fragrance is really that the lavender is really nice in this. The vanilla is really nice in this. There's a slight ambery quality to it, and it's really nice. There's some nice underlying woods that really kind of give it a nice base. But here's another thing. Let's talk longevity. Drakkar Noir, even though it's been reformulated probably 72,000 times, this still lasts longer than its new little brother, Drakkar Intense Eau de Parfum. It should be called Eau de Disappointment because it does not last. I literally sprayed 12 sprays of this and it lasted 2.5 hours. That's when I started getting my pen and paper out and started writing down my disappointed thoughts on Drakkar Intense. Again, it's not a bad fragrance. For those of you out there that do love this fragrance, love it, rock it. It's yours. Enjoy it. It doesn't matter what I say. You do you. That's all that matters. You wear whatever the hell you want to rock, okay? But for me, this doesn't last worth a damn it. 2.5 hours. And then it's just gone. And there's no projection. Maybe 20, 30 minutes. That's all I get from it. And it could just be my skin. And I could just be ranting on, and maybe I should be saying how disappointed I am in my own skin. But I'm not. I'm very confident in saying this just has very bad performance. Again, it doesn't matter about performance because you can find testers of this for 40 bucks. For $40, is it worth it? Sure, why not? Doesn't take away from my disappointment because I'm still disappointed in this fragrance. I was expecting a little bit more. Again, I've not tried the original, but Drakkar Intense, it's not intense. If anything, they should have just called this Drakkar Eau de Parfum. And maybe stuck with the original DNA. Just saying, just throwing it out there. Also, I have to say, they should have just made Drakkar Noir intense or extreme or anything other than this. I'm not trying to bash Guy Laroche. I've been a fan of Drakkar Noir since the 90s, since I started rocking Drakkar Noir. Like I said, I'll always own a bottle. I'll always support Guy Laroche in that aspect. Do I see myself wearing this? Probably not ever. If anything, I'm probably going to sell this off. I just don't find a use for it. I've got tons of fragrances, designer and niche fragrances, that do exactly what this is supposed to do, but way better. Would I suggest you getting it? I don't know. That's completely up to you. Ball's in your court. I'm not going to tell you whether or not I think you need to pick this up. But I'm going to tell you, if I had to do it over again, if I knew what this smelled like, I wouldn't. Thank you for letting me sit here and vent and rant. I don't think it's a terrible fragrance. And again, if you enjoy it, awesome. That's amazing. But even like this, test strip that I just sprayed this on, it's already becoming fleeting. The same way that it's fading off this test strip is the same way I believe this is going to do what Drakkar Original did. It's going to fade away and just become a distant memory. It's not a bad fragrance. In fact, it's a good fragrance. It's just humdrum. It's boring. It's not something super unique, and it's not what I was expecting. For me, it's just disappointing. So I know this is a short review, guys, but I wanted to get it out there. Drakkar Intense, more than it's I'm not excited about it. It doesn't give me the feels, doesn't give me the vibes. Fragrances should give you those feels. Like when you pick up a fragrance, you're like, oh man, you think about the times you would wear it. You think about all the great memories you're going to make with it. This, I thought the exact opposite. I was like, when the hell am I ever going to wear this? I've got plenty of fragrances that do this that are way better. Let me know what your thoughts of the new Drakkar Intense are, but that's it for me today, guys. I hope y'all enjoyed today's episode, and if you did, do me a favor and like, comment, share, and subscribe, and always remember you are stinking beautiful. And until next time, happy scent trails.